Vashon, my mom called me and she said, I don't want to put a dampening on anything, but, right?
But
She was telling me on YouTube, they said that Jean-Claude Van Damme had died. Okay. You know, back in the day, Jean-Claude Van Damme's my guy. So I said, Mom, you can't trust everything on YouTube. So I pulled it up. I'm like, Jean-Claude's not dead. She's like, they said Shirley Caesar died too. I'm like, no, Shirley Caesar's not dead. Yeah. I don't know. To me, that is so wrong. Because if you're one of the family members, maybe you think it's somebody didn't tell you. All right, I am going to call the docket. Today is Monday, which is a day of new beginnings. Another day when we thought we would all be retired, but we're going to be happy. Nancy Zavala. Nancy Zavala. In custody, we have Sierra De La Rosa, Tilton, Sanchez, Matthews, Kilgore, Donald Davis. Thank you. Dean Villarreal. In custody, we have Cortez, Dakari Jackson, Ellis Whittington, Ryan Foster Hosses, Robert Perez. If there's a Rayanna Martinez, if you're here, your case is being recalled for tomorrow at the request of your attorney. Fernando Reyna. Rudy Luna. Richard Murray.
Yeah, he just stepped out.
All right, thank you. Gabriel Bernal. Vanessa Rubio. In custody, we have Robert Alcaraz. Thank you. Nathan Waller. Keith Davis. Tyrone Eds. Mary Diaz. Thank you. Patrick Sanchez. Oh, he's in custody. Jose Contreras. Katrina Mendoza, custody. Isaiah Verjue. I believe he's supposed to be by Zoom. All right, anyone whose name was not called? All right, Deputy Laura, I think, today was the day we're supposed to have people over for jury duty?
yes.
Who are the people here for jury duty? Oh, I will email Diana and let her know the people for jury duty have not shown. I hope they're not down the hallway. All right, everyone, please confer. And you all know the rules. But I got our book. And it's never let her, don't let her stay. Never let her stay?
Don't let her stay.
Don't Let Her Stay by Nicola. What is it? I think it's Sanders. But the book, I ordered the book because they did not have it at Barnes and Noble. Yeah, it's Nicola Sanders. So I'm going to read that. Yes.
Is it filed?
Yes.
So I called the two names that were supposed to come
Mhm.
and they didn't.
Okay.
And someone Albright.
Okay, I'm emailing her and I'll include you in the email.
I mean, are you making? Generally. Generally not gonna leave it.
We don't know, it's like.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what it is. Yeah.
But Michelle, the first movie I ever watched with Jean-Claude Van Damme was Bloodsport. And it was at the theater on Saturday. Where, yes, where if you got the coupon, instead of paying $1, you could pay 50 cents. And if you had the other coupon, you got popcorn for free. So that just left your drink $1.50. So back in the day, you could go to the theater for $2. Now, I did matinee of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Let me just tell you about that movie, because you know I'm in the, well, you know I'm in the twilight of my life. So I have to be very careful what I'm spending my time on. That movie, I paid matinee price. My only disappointment in that movie, part 2 is not out yet. It was very, very good. I would pay full price for it. But now there's violence in it. So if you're thinking about bringing children, just know there's violence. But the action sequences, you were just astounded. Oh, I highly recommend that. If you go see that, you won't be disappointed. You know how when some people tell you to see a show and they put your expectations up here and they really should have been here? Your expectations should be up here, and they're going to be reached. I still haven't seen Indiana Jones yet. I just don't know if I should see that. See, people are talking about they hear things, and that's all hearsay. That wouldn't be allowed. And, you know, unless there's an exception to that, that wouldn't be allowed in a courtroom.
Judge, I got a good movie for you.
Yes.
And it's called Phenomena.
Oh, wow.
And that is about, it's a documentary about the obvious UFO sightings. And they show you pictures as well as they show you eyewitness accounts. They show you children who actually made contact in Zimbabwe.
And where did this happen?
It's a film that's probably, I think, published or released maybe like in 2017, something like that.
Okay, I tell you.
It's on video, Amazon Video Prime.
All right, I'm going to see that.
Real good.
But after I see that, you and I and whoever wants to come with us, we need to go and do our own investigation. And if we get taken, we get taken. But
You're funny. At the end of this month, we may have something dramatic coming out of Congress. We'll see.
oh, wow. All right.
We'll see.
I'm
By the way,
ready for it.
I know you're not a tennis fan,
Not a what?
not a tennis fan.
No.
Because the guy that just won Wimbledon yesterday is.
No. I thought, oh, you said, I know you're not a tennis fan. No, I am a tennis fan. I will tell you, I really like all sports. Shocker of shockers. I even like curling. The only thing that I cannot watch is I guess it's called outdoor soccer. And the reason why I can't watch outdoor soccer, this is my pet peeve. I don't like when players fall down because they've been hit. They bring a stretcher out for them. And then as they're taking them over to the side, then they get up. And I do not like the extra time for stoppages of play, but I love indoor soccer. Really, there's not a sport that I really don't like. I like cricket. I like hockey. Yeah, I do like tennis. And I'm glad that.
Well, Alcazar won yesterday.
Yes.
You would have.
Oh, no, I'm glad he won.
pronounced that name.
Hello. Hi. Who is this?
Mr. Flores.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
I don't really care.
Yes.
What is that?
All right. You can come forward.
What is that supposed to mean?
Hi. You need to make sure you're on time. You understand?
I was trying to keep it your way, but she's just coming to come straight over here.
All right. So you need to make sure you're on time. All right. All right. So have a seat in the box. Yes.
But why is he touching her? Did he go to police?
I'm sorry. All right. Just have a seat and I'll sign it after you served. Okay.
So what did he do to help it? What trouble was she in?
I'm dominated on corner. Thanks.
Yeah.
She's the guy.
Yes, I haven't looked at it since we're in the team right now. And it's not to get the location.
Touches your breast, touches your top. Right here, he's like. Okay, hard, and then he's. Touches there on the front, he's touching her belt there. He's touching her front, he's touching her chest, like he's touching all over, that's what she's talking about. It's unfair. That'll be up to the jury will decide if that's just some good Christian touching.
I didn't see that.
Okay, so you're seeing him,
Can you pull it up?
that's the video, it's still screening.
No.
Can you understand? This isn't CSI, you don't, there's no enhance.
Just ask the question.
I told you it's full screen. After the touch and she's out of it. She's like going to hide in the bathroom. We didn't help her out at all. Because that's right after you said, I'm getting in trouble.
Second chair in the bottom.
Yeah, so, it'll be a trial.
This side. Unless you truly make stuff, unless you have to know which medical helps that we. These people are virgin and those must be that unless you know something. So I don't think we have this. So even. Yeah, you have to go with that. The word of. This one. Involve us.
Your Honor, may I approach that?
Yes. If you'll have the clerk pull the file.
Richard Flores.
Yeah.
嗯 Yes, you called. (2023) CR 3730.
Judge, I thought we were gonna be ready, but my client,
All right, as soon as they give me the file, we'll talk about it.
other reason why I'm being a little bit adamant is that he's in pain right now.
Oh, have a seat.
No, he can't sit down.
Oh, okay,
He last time he felt like this, he said the doctor sent him to the ER,
okay,
and so he's just not.
okay.
Yeah, that would be mine.
Bashan, I put this in the freezer because they said put it in the freezer. And then you can put your drink in it and it will be cold. You know, yeah. It's lukewarm.
Mr. Murphy.
False advertisement.
Right. You don't have to. You get there.
Rubio Vanessa? Yeah, you're out this week, right?
Oh, you know what? Deputy Laura. Can you check their box? Because his client is Richard Flores Murray, not just Richard Flores. Correct?
Yes, ma'am. And can he be excused, Judge? He's in.
No.
He's in a lot of pain.
No, unless he has a doctor's note.
Well, he's gonna go see a doctor now. He
Okay,
went-
yeah, no. He's on the docket today.
Yeah.
Because I think he told the clerk Richard Flores, but it's Richard Flores Murray.
Yeah, Richard Flores.
All right, thank you. Can you let Caroline know that he's been found? All right, Mr. Flores, Mr. Richard Flores Murray, come forward.
He's in pain, Judge.
No, he needs to walk forward. I mean, if people are in pain, bring a doctor's excuse.
I have to call EMS. Can you come up here, Richard? Yes. Yes,
Yes, come forward.
yeah, come on.
All right, Mr. Murray. If there is a medical issue, you need to bring a doctor's excuse.
First of all, I apologize. I can't help it. The medication didn't come in until this morning.
Okay.
Now,
No. No problem. It's just that if there is a medical issue, you need to bring,
I'm already here.
if there is a medical issue, you need to bring documentation for the court. Do you understand?
Yes,
All right, so this is a family violence case. Today is your plea deadline date. So are you accepting the state's offer? Do you know what the state's offer is? All right, you all need to step back then so he can let you know what the state's offer is, because we were here on June 12th. And on June 12th, both parties said all discovery was received and an offer was tendered. And so I gave you a month to make a decision on whether or not you were accepting the state's offer. So if you all will step back, if you'll let him know what the offer is, which I thought would have been tendered to him on June 12th.
But they're silent.
All right, excuse me. Y'all probably want to step back and do that because I'm not supposed to hear the offer in case he decides to go to jury trial.
But he had rejected the offer.
All right, it appears that he's saying he doesn't remember what the offer is.
It may be that he doesn't remember. But
All right. If you'll let him know what the offer is.
thank you, man.
You're welcome. All right, thank you. All right, so Mr. Murray,
Yeah, that's.
all right, Mr. Murray, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes.
All right, are you rejecting the offer?
What is it? Can I ask him real quick?
Yes, sure.
What is the offer?
All right, if you all can step back and confer, please, and then come back after you've conferred. Michael Kilgore.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
We'll see what-
All right, I thought this was going to be on the 18th. The number was saying that it was recalled, but okay, we're all here today on Michael Lee Kilgore. Yes. All right. So today, well, yes, tomorrow was supposed to be the plea deadline date, so is he accepting the state's offer or not?
No, Your Honor.
Okay,
And Your Honor, if I could interject, this is Ruben's out the week. It's his case primarily, but defense counsel did email us late last week with like cell phone data and some other stuff that I think we might need time to discuss with the victim. So we have an offer. I told her, subject to the court, I would keep it open. But we have not had time to look into what defense counsel, she's made some other claims that we need to talk to the victim about.
all right. How long is that going to take?
I think we could wait. I know Ruben's talked to the victim a good bit, so maybe sometime 2 weeks from now, so we can talk to her next week when he's back.
All right. On Kilgore, if you can put this on August 1st.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is that good for you, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we'll have you back on August 1st.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Kilgore, do you have any questions?
Okay, Judge, can we approach?
Yes.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I
Uh,
apologize.
No, just give me a second, please. I need to write this down. Ms. Silver? Hi, so that'll be his new plea deadline date.
Okay, thank you.
I've got a double shirt for you.
All right, yes, Mr. Murray.
I apologize. I can't hear. I'm hard of hearing.
No problem.
I do accept the plea. The plea,
You accept the plea or you do not accept the plea?
the plea.
Yes. You want to plead guilty to this? You want to plead guilty to this?
No.
Okay, you need to tell her that you don't want to. accept.
All right, so here's the thing. Time out. Does your client need an evaluation?
I begin to think so now. Okay. Yeah, he's in pain. I sort of think so now at this point.
State agrees.
All right, so we'll do a competency evaluation. Because this is an indecency with the child case, I'm going to ask for them to expedite the competency evaluation.
Okay.
So counsel, if you file the motion
Okay.
today,
Okay.
I will have it expedited.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
So are you going to hire someone to evaluate him, or you want the court to have someone appointed?
Appointed judge.
All right. So on Richard Flores Murray, can I have a 45-day reset?
It's going to get reset. She wants you to evaluate. You want me to call you, Miss? Or not? You want me to call you? Miss?
Another way.
All right. If you'll do a reset form for that, please. Thank you.
Forget it.
Oh, sorry, not Friday. No, do it Wednesday or Thursday. All right, the 13th. Thank you, Deputy Laura. All right, Mr. Murray, you all going to be back on September 13th. They'll give you the reset form, and counsel, the request for a competency evaluation needs to be filed today.
Yeah, I'll file today, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Can he be excused, Judge?
After he signs the reset form.
You're going to sign a reset form. And then you can leave. You can go to-
Donald Davis,
That's lovely.
who's the attorney for Donald Davis? All right, just have a seat. Nancy Zavala. Ellis Whittington. All right. Robert Perez. Robert Perez. Vanessa Rubio. Vanessa Rubio.
Sign on here.
It's in-
Yes. Mhm. Okay. 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 All right, thank you. It's nice to receive a phone call.
I do get them, like, mine. Mine is something.
No, you understand all that.
Mike,
Jason? Hi. Do y'all have any objections to this? And if you have any idea if the defendant has any new charges? And that's a request from the bondsman. Okay, sure. Did you get a chance to do your UA? All right, we'll make sure you get one done, okay?
Um, how do I say it?
I'm sorry, what's your name? Jacob? Bashan? They thought since the jury was out deliberating, that there would be no room for them in the jury box. So that's why they were late.
He's
So we only have this one. So they did call in and said a deputy told them the jury is deliberating. I know that wasn't you. So that's why. But I know. I'm sorry. All right. Oh, if you'll have a seat in the jury box. And Bashan, if you could for felony drug court, because he was supposed to go do a UA because they didn't think we would have room. Could you call for him to have a UA done today for felony drug court? Yes, yes. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and everyone just give me a moment. Thank you.
It's on the docket.
All right. Could I see the file on Ellis Whittington? Okay. And where's Ellis Whittington? All right, you can come forward. Good morning.
It's this time with letting up shit.
Oh, no, I appreciate that. Oh, awesome. All right, so the state has tendered a dismissal. I don't know anything about your case. The only thing I know is the charge. So I don't know what happened. People always say, Judge, why? You know, it's a dismissal. Why are you telling them certain things? It's because you were close, right?
Yes.
Because your attorney will tell you the range of punishment on this case is 2 to 10 years. So you're going to have to do better. All right. So I don't know the reason. Well, the dismissal is for insufficient evidence. So now you know what you can and cannot possess. Okay.
Yes.
All right. You have any questions about anything?
No, I just want to say thank you. You know, for being there. Thank Jesus.
Yeah.
So,
All right. You're welcome. And don't do too much celebration. All right. That's what people usually do. They're like, I'm going to go celebrate, but go and enjoy.
Straight back to work.
Oh,
Straight to work.
what do you do?
I have a clothing store. It's called Mr. 1 in a Million in the studio over the Hump Records. Got employees, that's and all. 202 South New Braunfels. Please stop by and check the place
Okay.
out.
So what type of clothing do you sell?
All kinds, casual and sports.
All right.
Yeah.
Men, women, children,
Men and women, from hair to makeup to accessories to glasses to it.
plus size.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely the plus size, man. Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
All right. Well, you have a great rest of your day. Stay hydrated and cool.
You as well.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Oh,
Nancy Zavala. Who's here? Yes.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Hi, Ms. Zavala. Thank you so much for calling in. They told me that you were in traffic. I understand.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I appreciate you showing up.
Yes, me too.
So you kept your promise.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. You ready? All right, we're going to go on the record. The court is calling 2023 CR 4712, State of Texas versus Nancy Zavala. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ron Zimmerman for the defense.
Oh. All right, for the state?
Judge, can we have a moment? I'm sorry.
Okay, sure.
What's, did you talk to the listeners?
Oh, counsel, it's just a sentencing
Oh, okay.
It's just a sentence.
and she's pled to time.
Okay.
Yes, no problem.
Judge. Sorry.
No.
Judge.
So for the state
Hank Wilkins for the state.
defense?
Ron Zimmerman for the defense, Your Honor.
All right, and are you Nancy Zavala?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you entered a plea of no contest on July 10th to the offense of theft under $2,500 enhanced. According to the plea bargain agreement, your punishment is to be assessed at 90 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. The state will take in consideration night mag number 691192 and 709885. Are parties ready for sentencing, state
Yes, Your Honor.
defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. I think Ms. Zavala does understand the gravity of her situation, and I do believe that she has had a change of heart, Your Honor. And I think that she will, in the future, after she pays her debt, that she will not be in this courtroom again. Your Honor.
All right. But Ms. Zavala, are you not going to be in this courtroom and be in another courtroom?
No, Your Honor, at all.
All right, you've got to stop stealing. All right, the court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 90 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244, give you credit for any time served. Take in consideration night mag number 691192 and night mag number 709885. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. So here's the thing. You don't want to be the oldest person at the prison, right? At some point in time in Texas, there's a law where state jail felonies can be enhanced.
Oh, yeah.
And when that happens, you could be looking up to 20 years in prison. And do you want to be in prison for stealing an item that's $2?
No, Your Honor.
Because when you get to that point when they're enhancing, it doesn't matter if what you stole costs $2. It doesn't matter if what you stole costs 50 cents. One time I represented a person on parole and they had a life sentence. And you know what it was for? The little things that they put on the water hose that you screw. He stole that. And you know how much that costs? 25 cents. And I was sort of a brand new attorney. It was 1997. And I was just shocked by it all. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're doing life for something that costs that small amount of money. So you need to start thinking about that. And when you get itchy fingers, you need to walk out,
Yeah, you're right.
because you could be looking at up to 20 years in prison, depending on how the enhancements go. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Who's here? Donald Davis? All right, we'll wait for that attorney. Robert Alcaraz? Who's the attorney? Yes. Ooh, am I pumped? All right, is this criminal trial division or family violence?
CTV judge.
Oh, I didn't see you there, Daniel. I didn't recognize you since you went on your trip. All right, so where are we on this case with discovery?
There's a lot out there. I haven't finished reviewing it. I got an offer today, Judge. This is the first setting. I like it, a continuance or another reset, so I can finish that and discuss it with my client.
All right, so so there's no outstanding discovery. You have all the discovery.
It should be all uploaded, but
As far as the state's aware, Judge.
there's a lot of it in it, but I haven't been able to look through it.
Okay, there's a lot of discovery on a burglary of a habitation.
Well, I see just the items. I haven't looked at
Okay.
exactly what it
Because
is.
I have a burglary of a habitation
A UMV and then a possession.
in a
for-
possession case. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you for a plea deadline date in 30 days. So Mr. Alcaraz, what will happen is next time you appear before me, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer, okay? All right, could I have a 30-day reset?
Judge, I'm out from August 6th to the 19th,
Okay,
and I have a letter in file, so.
all right, can we do it sometime after the August 19th?
The 21st, Judge?
All right, you'll be coming back on August 21st. Is there anything else?
Nothing else, Judge.
All right, then you are excused.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just have a seat out there.
Okay, All right, as soon as he appears, I will make that happen. And here's this one, the rubber band. All right, Isaiah Verjus.
Present, Your Honor.
All right, I'm just waiting for your client to unmute. Ah, he's disappeared.
I saw him briefly too, Your Honor.
And then I think he hit some different
Want
item.
to sit down?
All right, your client is back. All right, Mr. Verjus, can you unmute?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes. Are you able to hear us?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state, where are we on this case?
Your Honor, I believe,
Because we've been scheduled for jury trial twice. Well, no, 3 times. One time it was scheduled and we were in trial. And then June 12th, he was sick. Phones need to be off. All right. And then one time he was scheduled for jury trial and impact, but I guess another case went. So we're still scheduled, need a jury trial date?
Yes, no, we already have a jury trial date. It's just that when I was preparing for that impact jury trial and I was going through my evidence, it came to my attention that we were missing the actual preservation letter that was sent to Facebook.
Mhm.
That's the information that I need to be able to cross-examine the witnesses to make sure everything was, all the detective followed all the proper steps.
Okay.
So it's a very simple request. I just need, the prosecution guide refers to emails and preservation letters and then correspondence back from Facebook. I just need that correspondence from the detective's file.
and that's understood. That should be
Yeah.
fairly.
Okay.
quick from your
And
So
we'll
when
still
it-
be ready.
All right, when are you set for jury trial?
I believe it's August 17th, 21st, August 21st.
All right. Excuse me. Can you check and make sure this is set for August 21st? All right, thank you.
Yes, Judge.
All right. All right, so August 21st, normally we don't do jury selection on that day.
Right.
So I will see you all back on August 21st. If there's an issue with that documentation, please come in before then.
Absolutely. I'll do it again, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further. That was all.
All right, Mr. Raju, we'll see you on August 21st.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
All right, and for that one, you'll need to be in court, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Is the attorney here on Donald Davis? All right, if you'll file that back there, not ready.
After this.
All the videos and all that stuff, yeah.
And that's not. Promise. Oh, crap.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's coming up. I don't know my schedule. I know it's coming up. I know it's just a hearing. Nothing to be a lot. So I don't. But yeah. Because when you said topic. I'll take something. What was your? Just I guess I'll go. So not saying and makes it good night or everybody like see some ups and downs. Okay. You should could be one of those. Yeah, I know. So although I know it's I don't talk about this well, these forms of the number we have. So maybe like she would be working. I did get I asked her their actions. I guess my concern is I couldn't do any of
They used to be, but look at how much. No, this is.
Is the child that allegedly.
It started as a continuous and it turned into a simple.
I don't have that. Brother and sister.
Yeah.
That's better, right? If they want.
All right, could I see the parties on Destiny Nicole Cortez, please? Court is calling 2023 CR 1425, State of Texas versus Destiny Nicole Cortez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Sean Sheffield.
Are you Ms. Cortez? Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
I have you.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Cortez, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, yes, Your Honor, it should be for less than a gram.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor, we are.
All right. Going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
She has, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Cortez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Judge.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Judge.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Judge.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 55 days in the Bexar County Jail under 12.44, and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence,
Your Honor, I submit States Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
No objection.
and you may continue to confer.
Thank you.
Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Judge.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing States Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We are.
All right, what's going on with her parole case?
She has a hearing on Wednesday. Your Honor.
All right. And you're aware that by pleading in this case, they will use that against you in your hearing?
Yes, Judge.
All right. And what are you on parole for?
Assault.
Okay.
Injury to a child. Judge.
All right. How old are you?
30.
30? What are you planning on doing with the rest of your life? How?
Working, going back to school, bettering myself.
All right. So why were you not doing that before?
Wrong choices, wrong people, being around the wrong crowd.
All right. You know, when people come to me and say they were around the wrong crowd, if that crowd of people were in here and I would have asked them what was going on and they would say being around the wrong people, wrong crowd. And I'd ask them, well, who's the wrong crowd? You know what they'd say? Ms. Cortez. You can't have a crowd of wrong people unless you have people who are doing wrong. You understand?
Yes, Judge.
And that means everybody. All right, I'm going to follow your agreement. I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 55 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. And I'm going to give you credit for any time served. I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney?
Yes,
Did
Judge.
you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Judge.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. You understand?
Yes, Judge.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I've represented people who've been on parole before, and I know that parole sets conditions as well. And their conditions are so that you can be successful on parole and be a fine, upstanding citizen. So obviously you have a drug problem. You need to let them know that at parole, if they continue you on parole, so that that can be handled. Nobody knows what your issues are. Nobody knows what your problems are if you do not tell them. You understand?
Yes.
All right. Good luck to you. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
Who's here on Donald Davis?
Me, Your Honor, Victoria.
All right, Mr. Davis. Good morning. All right, so he's scheduled for a jury trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And this is family violence?
Yes, sir.
Well, family violence is currently in a trial. So I'm going to set him for July 24th.
Understood, Your Honor.
All right. Could you give a reset form, jury trial, July 24th?
Next week.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, come on now. Oh, you have to do something else. I know.
Yes, they are deliberating still.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Darian De La Rosa.
Yes.
All right. Court is calling 2023 CR 4230, State of Texas versus Darian De La Rosa. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
We're here for Darian De La Rosa.
All right. You entered a plea on July 5th to the offense of robbery. According to the plea bargain agreement, state is recommending deferred adjudication. They're taking two cases into consideration, and you had a referral to felony drug court. And the court wanted a referral to the felony drug court and wanted a TAP evaluation done for this case. Have both parties had a chance to review the TAP evaluation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Any objections to the TAP evaluation?
No, Your Honor.
Right. Well, it states here, probation felony drug court will accept her, correct?
That is
All right. Do you want to go to felony drug court?
yes,
Do you have a place to stay?
yes,
Who are you staying with?
my grandmother.
Who else stays with your grandmother besides you?
My sister,
And where's your mom?
she's out of the family.
CPS. Oh, CPS. Okay. And do you have any children?
No,
All right, that's a good thing. You got to figure out who you are. You're only 18.
I don't plan on having kids anyway.
People say that, but. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to a $500 fine that will be probated. Take in consideration county court cause number 696-426, 696-428. I'm going to refer her to felony drug court and probation until she's accepted in felony drug court, because we got to keep an eye on her. If you all can do the field visits once every 2 weeks. Thank you. All right, so you're going to remain in custody until you're transferred to felony drug court. Since we're doing this today, they'll probably have you transferred to them this week.
Okay, my client's been in custody since February 22nd.
Okay. I understand, but it's for your own good. And you're dressed in red. I know sometimes people are in red because gang members, sometimes they're in red because of their age. Why are you in red?
Because I walked out of my car.
See, we have rule problems here. So I know that you've been in custody since February, according to your attorney. I know this seems like a long time. You want things done now, but wanting things now is what got you in this situation in the first place. You understand?
Yes.
All right. So she's to remain in custody until transferred to felony drug court. $150 hours of community service restitution. How far did you go in school?
The 11th.
Why didn't you graduate?
Because I was being moved around a lot.
All right. So it's going to be 150 hours community service restitution. That will be deemed satisfied if she obtains her GED or is in some sort of trade school. What are your plans for the rest of your life? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? What are your hopes, your aspirations, your dreams?
A paramedic.
All right. So what are you doing to make that happen?
Nothing right now.
All right. So if you want to make a dream happen, you just can't wish it into existence. You've got to make those steps. Okay. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. The UA hotline until further notice. Field visits 1 time per month. And have you talked to your grandmother? Do you know if she wants you there?
Yes.
How do you know?
Because I'm positive that she will want me there.
Have you asked?
No.
People just make assumptions, Sometimes grandparents will take you in because you're the grandchild, but you still need to ask permission. You understand? All right. Probation, if you can verify her address with her grandmother. What is your grandmother's name?
Minerva de la Rosa.
Minerva? Okay. And she's to reside there if Miss De La Rosa wants her there, and you are not to leave that location until you have permission. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Right. Proof of employment or full-time enrollment in school within 45 days of release. There should be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Probation, is there anything else she needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right. And Caroline, for some reason, here are the steps. Just one moment. Let me make sure. All right, that will be all. Good luck to you. Do better, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Oh, have I already signed the dismissals for the misdemeanor cases?
Yes, ma'am, I believe you have because on JD they say they're closed.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Yeah, can you
Yes.
confirm the length of her deferred adjudication?
Thank you. 5 years. Ms. De La Rosa, you're going to be on deferred adjudication for 5 years. Can you put that on the record, please? Yes. All right. Is that Dakari Jackson? All right. Can I see the file? And we'll put that on, recall that for the 24th. Dakari Jackson, could you come forward, please? And did he say what he was trying? Yes, so I'll know how long to set this for, just in case. And you know what? Actually, it's for a plea deadline date and not a jury trial.
Oh, the next one?
Yeah, it should be a plea deadline date and not jury trial. That's what I have on my docket sheet. All right, so Mr. Jackson, your attorney is actually in Gillespie County in a jury trial, so he won't be here today. So today was your plea deadline date, but I'm going to extend that because your attorney is not here and he's not going to be able to make it. All right. And we're trying to see if we're going to set it for the 24th or not. Are you employed?
I was, but I actually lost state recently because I had to come here.
Well, don't be blaming it on the court.
I'm not blaming
Yeah.
myself.
What were you doing?
I was a security guard.
I'm sorry, what?
I was a security guard.
Oh, okay. So have you have new employment lined up?
Yeah, I do at the moment. I have I have 2 offers that I just accepted for a good year at another security company.
All right. And when is your starting date for them? Do you know?
I'm waiting until they contact me about that.
All right. So I tell you what, since this is a plea deadline date, if you actually are starting on the date that I'm going to give you, you need to let your attorney know and I'll allow you to appear by Zoom.
Okay.
Are you able to Zoom?
Yes.
All right. All right. We'll just put it on the 24th. So we'll bring you back on July 24th. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. They'll give you a reset form, then you're excused. Okay, thank you. Okay, thanks. And could I see the file on Grace Tilton? Grace Tilton. Ah. Deputy. All right. All right, there, bring her out. They'll bring her out and I'll have her brought up. People think that's a barrier, sort of like on Star Trek, you can't go through and you can't go around.
Thanks.
Ryan Patrick Foster Hassis. All right, who's the prosecutor on this? It's a PTD,
Yes, Your Honor.
so has all the paperwork been signed?
We have the contract he signed this morning. I signed it. I just have to turn it into the DAs. He said they would sign it over there, so I was told.
All right, could I have a 30-day reset for PTD? Is nobody there?
No, she just steps.
Okay. All right, just give us a moment. Let me see.
I just the most unflattering camera.
Yeah, so with. Yeah, that's what that.
I mean, I'm no. It just makes me
Caroline, can you put this for August 14th? All right, we're going to bring you back on August 14th. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. And it's for a PTD.
We have the contract already. We're gonna turn it in, but he needs to come back even if they accept it.
Yes. Oh, that one's done. Yes. Hello.
Scheduled on Thursday for either Wednesday or Thursday for the Veterans Court.
Okay.
And we're wondering if we could push it maybe till Monday.
We're done, Your Honor. The file's done. I've already went past the district attorney's office. No one has said no to it. I just need to go through the formal staff.
So you want it for the 24th?
Because is it scheduled for this Wednesday or Thursday?
Yes, either.
Either.
One.
I mean, if it's Thursday, we would just need until the afternoon.
Right.
But if it's Wednesday, that's where I thought it was Wednesday.
So do you want to do it for Thursday afternoon then?
Thursday.
So that's the 20th?
We can do Thursday afternoon, Your Honor, and then I can come up with an answer. Yeah.
All right.
What I'll do is I'll just leave staff to come up.
So we'll do July 20th in the afternoon.
Okay.
Could you have them pull the file?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right,
Appreciate
thank you. You're welcome.
Okay.
All right, is Grace Tilton here? Hi, come on down. All right. Hello, how are you doing today?
No, thank you.
All right, the yellow uniforms are now cleaner than they were before. So your attorney is here, Ms. Garza.
Yes, ma'am.
So the state dismissed your case,
Okay.
and I'm assuming you're in yellow because you're expecting.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So they dismissed the case. So here's the thing,
Mhm.
and this is just me telling you, you can do whatever you wish with this information, but you have a child that you have to take care of now. And before they're brought into this world, hopefully they will be brought into the world and have the best shot at life they can have.
Okay.
So I've done CPS work. I know your attorney has done work. There's nothing worse than a baby being born positive and having withdrawals. Because that baby is in pain. They don't know why they're in pain. A lot of times they don't stop screaming and hollering because they're going through withdrawals. And nobody knows for sure how that child is going to be as they enter school, what impact or effect drug use will have had on them. Do you understand? So the baby that you're carrying, you're going to have to make sure that you give them the best shot you can give them at being successful. All right? All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Elise or Sierra?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
If you recall with me last time we were here, we were. We, all right, we're not.
Yeah,
ready.
yeah, we're not on the record. So
Sorry,
let me go on the record.
Jumping the gun.
That's okay. All right, the court is calling 2023 CR 3412B. I'm sorry, if you're in the box, there's to be no talking in the box behind the court reporter. Mr. Garcia. Excuse me, counsel. Hi, if you want to speak to your client because we're on the record, he'll have to be moved to that end. All right, the court is going to call 2023 CR 3412B, State of Texas versus Eliza Sierra. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Humberto Saldaña for ESF Sierra.
Are you Mr. Sierra?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm still working on your first name. There are a lot of vowels and I'm trying to figure out which ones are silent and which ones are not. All right, you entered a plea on July 5th to count 1 of no contest. The state waived count 2 without objection. According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison. There's a $500 fine. The state is opposing your application for deferred adjudication. They're recommending community supervision, and there are several. Well, there's one case that there's a judgment set on. Outside the agreement, they're asking that your probation be for a term of 8 years. The court wanted this reset for a TAP evaluation. Have both parties reviewed the TAP evaluation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, states you're opposed to the application for deferred adjudication?
Yes, Your Honor. We, based on the defendant's criminal history, we oppose deferred and we recommend community supervision probation, Judge.
All right, Mr. Sierra, here is the thing. If the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason you are revoked, if I place you on deferred, the court has the full range of punishment up to life in prison. If it is just regular probation, that means you will have a conviction. And according to your plea bargain agreement, the most time I can sentence you to is 8 years in the prison if for some reason you are revoked. You know yourself better than I do, better than your attorney does, better than the state's attorney does. If you want deferred adjudication, I will give you deferred adjudication, but you're looking at the full range of punishment. Which would you prefer?
For probation,
I'm sorry?
probation.
Regular probation.
Okay. All right. Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
6, 7, and 8.
And who do they live with?
Their mother.
And do you live with the mother or are you all separated?
Yeah.
So if you're released from custody, where would you be staying?
I'll go to my mom's, but like I'm trying to fix it with, work it out with my kid's mother. And fix things,
Does your mother want you at her home?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, we say, oh, yeah.
Oh,
But did you,
I'm sorry. I'm
did
sorry.
you-
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
did you call her and ask permission
Yes,
to stay with her?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was her answer?
Yes.
All right. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 8 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 8 years. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. Has the judgment satisfied already been taken care of in county court? Cause number 699061.
Judge, let me grab my computer. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you. There'll be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to ask for parenting classes and probation. Whichever parenting classes probation deems appropriate, be it rainbows, a compadre, or triple P. Either those will be agreeable to the court.
Judge, I can email those prosecutors to run the judgment satisfied if that's okay.
Sure. And there should be a judgment satisfied in county court for cause number 699061. There should be destruction of the handgun in that case. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. We're going to do the UA hotline until further notice. Intensive outpatient treatment with probation. 90 sober meetings in 90 days. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors until further notice. How old are you?
I'm 31.
What are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
Be there with my kids, hopefully go.
Excuse me, just 1 second. Sir, you dropped something. Okay. All right, we're back on the record.
Get this done and hopefully go back to the islands, you know, and live life better than this.
Okay. Probation, is there anything else he needs? I will give 150 hours credit for that. So the other 50 hours you need to do, got to keep your mind alert and busy. You understand?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
That's it right there.
All right. And probation, if I could have field visits, and I need to verify that he's living with his mother. So we'll do field visits 1 time per month for 3 months. And if there are no issues, then let the court know.
And if, because my he's locked up too. So if my brother gets like probation and stuff like that, is they're gonna interfere with mines?
Oh, probation will let you know.
Okay.
What is your brother locked up for?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not too sure really. I haven't talked to him in a while, so.
Okay. All right. Anything else you need from the court?
No.
And I don't know, Bashan, I don't know the extension, what is his criminal history, the extent of it? Does he have any violent offenses? State?
No, Your Honor. He has an obstruction of a highway from 2021 and unlawful carrying in 2022.
All right. We'll do a referral to felony drug court, see if they have room for him. Yes, we'll do that while in custody. If felony drug court accepts you, felony drug court will be the person who's in charge of your probation. You only come back to me if you're unsuccessful at felony drug court, or you want me to show up for your graduation. Because it is Monday and we're doing the referral today, they'll be able to see you this week. Okay?
Judge, would you be able to, just because it's been a little while and we were looking at probation, except for the tap 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
Would it be possible for him to be released even to home confinement so that he could tie up some things that he hasn't done for several months? Just only because he's got those things pending, and you know how it is, Your Honor, not being able to work, accrues some bills that the family can't exactly withstand. And I understand he's gonna be with mom, but he's still trying to help out as much as possible.
No, I understand the issue here is that you have a heavy drug problem. And I could release you into the world, send you to your mom without the possibility of being in felony drug court. But that would be wrong for me to do that because you need help. And this will give you help. Do you understand? So staying in custody an extra 3 days, yeah, that's a lot. That's 3 days out of your life. But staying in custody an extra 3 days, so I won't see you again potentially for a violation, or you won't use drugs again. I think it's worth it.
I understand.
All right. You reviewed the trial court certification,
We did, Your Honor.
understood it and signed it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. So what is this neck tattoo about?
When I was young.
All right. And I see you have St. Croix.
Yes, my island.
Right. So when are you going back to St. Croix?
Hopefully when I get this done, save up enough money.
Do you have family there?
Yes, all my family's there, really, either there or in Miami or in New York.
Okay. But not, your mom's not there.
No, my mom, no, because she got with somebody from here, from San Antonio, and it didn't work out with him, so.
All right, I hear St. Croix may be expensive. I had a couple of classmates who were from St. Croix.
It actually really isn't. It's not, and now the US just fixed it up and stuff. So, it's pretty beautiful now from what I hear. So I want to check that out.
All right, you may not want to say that too loudly because then everybody will go down there and prices will rise. Yeah. Deputy Laura and I and the rest of the staff, we're looking for a place to retire. I can't swim, but I can just sit on the beach and watch the waves. All right, good luck to you. In this court, communication is key.
Yes.
So while you're on this probation, you need to ask yourself this question for everything you do. Is this something that will result in me potentially going to prison for 8 years? If the answer is yes, don't do it. If the answer is maybe, don't do it. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if your brother gets out of custody and comes to stay there, you are two separate human beings. You need to stay on your path. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Have a good day, Anna.
Oh, thank you so much. You have a great day.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Rudy Luna. Hello.
Judge, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. I mean, it's Monday, it's new beginnings.
Just ask one time.
It's not 120 degrees outside yet. I think it's
Not yet.
not yet. It's only 90.
It's not as Monday-ish in here as it usually is.
Yeah. Oh, I think they finally worked with the AC with us and the dehumidifier. All right, today is his plea deadline date. Where are we?
So, Judge, we've been conferring, we've not been able to resolve it yet. I do, because we're not able to resolve it, I do need to ask for blood discovery from the state. So I need to get them all. I need to get them all in order to get that done. And
All right, state, how long will it take for the blood discovery?
It just depends on how backed up the line is on getting the blood discovery.
All right. All right, that order needs to be done today and I'll sign it today. Can I have a 45-day reset on Rudy Luna? And it'll be for discovery. All right, September 6th, if you'll sign the reset form, then you are excused.
yes, ma'am, thank you.
And Deputy Laura, if we could do, I guess, the lunch order for the jurors at 11:30, maybe? Robert Pettis. All right, thank you. Deputy Laura, I'm doing my best not to jinx us.
No. Don't even think about it.
I'm trying to, I feel like I'm in Ghostbusters where I'm trying to not put it in my mind, but it's there. I'm sorry. Mhm. Okay. Okay, she's not gonna be living with her mom? I'm sorry? Ah, okay, but she's going to felony drug court, correct? Oh, let me see the file and I'll just change it. All right, De La Rosa, can you come down for me, please? All right, you informed the court that you're going to be living with your mother. Now I'm being told the answer to that is no. Why is that? And I don't have this on the record. So, because your attorney's not here, so where are you going to be staying? I'm sorry? All right, so did you not call your mom and ask her for permission? Your grandmother, did you not call her and ask for permission? All right, so here's the thing. In this court, honesty is always the best policy. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, so you're on probation. If you're not going to be honest, probation is not going to go well for you. And then what will end up happening, because this is a deferred case, and you're looking at 20 years in prison. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So here on out, I don't know what has happened in your life, up until now. Your attorney told me a little bit, but in this courtroom, you have to be honest. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And, why are you giving me the side eye? Stand up straight, stop tilting your head. This is very serious. I don't know what's been happening in your life. I don't know what happened with the discipline. Obviously, there are some issues because I understand that your mother is not in the picture. So what I'm telling you is you're 18. You're considered an adult. That's why you're in felony court. When somebody is placing you on probation, you need to be honest with them, because guess what? If I were to let this stand that you were to live with your mom, because you told me you were living with your mom, when probation would have gone out for a field visit, your mother would have told them she's not here and she's never been here. And guess what? They would have issued before me a motion to revoke. It would have been in proper order. I would have signed it. A warrant would have been issued for your arrest, and you would have been arrested wherever you were. There are consequences for actions. So now that you're on deferred adjudication out of this court, you must realize everything you do has a consequence. If you don't do your conditions, consequence. And your consequence is potentially going to prison for 20 years. Do you understand? All right, probation. You can put her down for Haven for Hope. But felony drug court will probably help her with housing. Now, is there anything else you were dishonest to the court about? All right, from here on out, everything you do, you need to ask yourself two questions. Is this something that could result in me potentially going to prison for 20 years? If the answer is yes, don't do it. And then you say, is this something that maybe I could end up going to prison for 20 years? Then don't do it. You understand? All right, you can have a seat in the box. Who's here? Nathan Waller. All right. And probation, there's no application. Court is calling 2023 CR 4772. Mr. Waller, come on down. State of Texas versus Nathan Lee Waller. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense. And are you Mr. Waller? Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Waller, I'm showing you what's inside a true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney?
Yes,
Did
ma'am.
you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Waller, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of theft under $2,500 enhanced? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to a jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Waller, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 180 days in the state jail facility. There's a $1,500 fine and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes.
State?
It is, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver repeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State exhibit number 1 with all of its attachments.
No objections.
All right, state, you may continue to confer.
Thank you.
Showing you what's entitled wavering consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we're just asking the court to follow the recommendation of the ADA. Mr. Waller has been in custody for about 137 days at the Ware County Jail.
All right, Mr. Waller, why do you keep stealing?
Ma'am, my last time I was 17 and I didn't know any better.
But how old are you now?
I'm 32.
So what are your plans?
My plan is to get my tattoos removed and try to go to the Navy.
All right, well, good luck on the Navy, but they may not accept you. It depends on what your criminal history is, okay?
Do Army?
They're all the same. So it depends on criminal history. So let's say, I'm not saying it won't happen, but if that were to fall through, what are your plans?
I will just have to go to a boarding home.
Okay.
I get disability and I have to take my medication and do as I'm supposed to do.
Okay. All right. Can we go off the record for a moment, please? Can you mute us? All right. So here's the thing. Make sure that you do that because otherwise things are going to backslide and things are going to fall off. Okay. So time when you're released, make sure that you go for Center for Healthcare Services and make sure that you go to Salvation Army.
Okay.
All right. And if there's an issue with either Center for Healthcare Services or either for Salvation Army, you can come back to this court and let me know, and I'll make phone calls if nobody has any objections to try to get you the help that you need. Okay.
I will. My family, they're supporting me mentally and physically, and I got a caseworker at what's that? Center for Healthcare Services.
All right. So you need to stay in touch with your caseworker. Okay.
Yes.
All right. How much time does he have in at the jail?
137 days, Judge.
All right. I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 137 days in the state jail facility. State. Let me ask a question concerning this.
Judge. I don't believe you can.
Yeah, I know, because the minimum is 180. So this is what I wanted to ask you all. So it appears that he has, based upon his arms and everything, that he has some mental health issues. Is his history just theft cases?
He does have a burglary and habitation in his past, Your Honor, that he has conviction for. If you'd like, I believe I put it in the steps, the easy to read one.
Okay. Yes. All right. It's very important that you get this mental health issues taken care of, okay? And you don't have any doubt that he's confident.
I don't, Your Honor.
All right, so this is what we'll do. I'll follow your agreement. I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 180 days in the state jail facility. And here's the thing, let's say even if you had 180 days state jail credit time right now, they would still transfer you to the state jail facility and release you from there. Okay? There's going to be a $1,500 fine, time and money for run concurrent. And the court will give you credit for any time served. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
Nothing further.
You have a question?
Will I have to go get a new number?
No, but I do know they will process you. So they'll process you in. And if the part of their processing is that they give you a new number, they will. If not, because I've had sometimes people who are through TDCJ, they keep their number. So it just really depends, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question of what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to your attorney. Do you understand? All right. All right. Good luck to you. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
What do you want?
Thank you, Jessica.
All right, see you later.
Yeah.
Excuse me, can you mute us, please? All right, who is here on Jose Contreras? All right, and if someone could call the defense attorney on this jury trial we have and let him know there's a question. All right, so where's Jose Contreras? Come
He's
forward.
walking right up there.
All right, who's the prosecutor on Jose Contreras, the violation of bond protective order?
Travis Banks in the state of Texas, Your Honor.
All right,
Jesse Rivera, judge on behalf of Mr. Contreras.
all right, so today's plea deadline day. So what is happening?
Judge, we've rejected the plea.
All right, so you're all requesting a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
How long is this trial gonna take?
Your Honor, I would estimate 2 to 3 days on a trial like this.
I'd say 1 day.
All right, can you put this for a jury trial date on July 24th, please? Yes. All right, we'll be back on July 24th for your jury trial date. Your plea deadline date has expired. The court will not accept any plea bargaining agreements without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plea open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, they'll give you a reset form, then your excuse.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Your Honor, Madam Clerk.
Yes. How do you have the documents? Oh my gosh. This part, you can hang around for a minute. All right, if you'll wait for me in the hallway, I'll come back. All right, state defense on the jury trial. So the question from the jury is as follows. No. So this is a question from the jury. We have deliberated and votes are unchanged. We are further unable to change or sway either side, at which point is this jury declared a hung jury. So if you all want to consider that, the Allen charge has not been sent back as of yet. So if you all will consider that, and I will be right back. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Everyone, please be seated. And if I could see the parties on Raymond, Alejandro. All right, well, we're waiting for the defense too.
Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, both party, we're going to go on the record. We're in the record in 2022 CR 1331, State of Texas versus Raymond Alejandro Jr. The jury sent out the following question. We have deliberated and votes are unchanged. We are further unable to change or sway either side. At which point is this jury declared a hung jury? Any objection to the Allen charge?
Yes, Your Honor, defense would object on the grounds that we would request a mistrial due to the fact that the jury has had over 9 hours of deliberation. That far exceeds or significantly exceeds the amount of testimony that was given to them. There's no in-depth facts or direct evidence that they're having to, toil over. This is just them arguing over their convictions. I feel like an Allen charge would simply maybe sway somebody who's just finished telling the court that they haven't changed their minds. They haven't, even after all this additional 6 hours of time, they still haven't swayed or changed their mind. I feel like an Allen charge would just coerce them into letting go of their strong personal convictions of this case.
So defense, are you requesting a mistrial?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, any objection?
State objects to the mistrial, Your Honor. They does not object, however, to the Allen charge.
All right, defense request for a mistrial is granted. We are going to bring this case back on July 24th. At that time, we will either, at that time, the state, you need to let the court know whether or not you're going to retry this case.
Understood, Your Honor.
Can you give them a reset form for July 24th, please?
Yes, Judge.
All right, is there anything else from either side?
Nothing further from the state.
All right, I will see you all back on July 24th.
Your Honor,
Yes,
if I may, although this case is being disposed of in this manner, would it be possible to still pull the jury?
I'm sorry,
But
what?
still have the opportunity to pull the jury?
No. I mean, I'm going to go back and talk to the jury. If you want to speak with the jury, you can.
No, I'd like to. Possible.
All right, just have a seat and we'll do that in just a moment.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes.
Okay.
All right, everyone, please continue to confer and I will be back in 15 minutes. I'll be back to take up. And you gave him a reset date for the 24th? All right, thank you. Yeah, sure. Okay. All right, everyone, I'm sorry about that delay. I always like to speak to the jury. Katrina Mendoza. All right, so my understanding, the last time we were here, defense had made a counter offer.
That's correct, Your Honor. As you know, this case involves the death of a child. And so Todd and I have actively been conferring. We spoke at length on Friday afternoon. Todd gave me some information. We gave him some more information this morning. So we would like for a little more time to get some of the details out. I'm optimistic that we can work something out possibly.
All right, when is this going to happen?
Honestly,
Because this case has been going on a while.
right. I know the co-defendant is set for trial October 3rd. I don't know if the court wants to go ahead and set it. That would be fine. Or maybe 3 more weeks for us to work on conferring.
I'm okay with 3 weeks.
Okay. Can you recall this for 3 weeks, please? Then after that, it's going to be your jury trial date. I'm not extending this any further.
Understood, Your Honor.
All right. August 7th is your plea deadline date.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
All right. And that's the last extension.
Understood.
Who's here? Patrick Sanchez? Patrick Sanchez. All right, Mr. Sanchez, if you'll come down. All right, in this case, has competency been restored? And I'm sorry, counsel, you're on that side. Yes.
There you go.
Who's the prosecutor on Patrick Sanchez? Oh, no problem.
Thank you.
All right, so has competency been restored?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Has his competency been restored?
Yes, it has, Your Honor. It's recent. And provided the information to the state, Your Honor.
All right, so you have all the discovery?
I do, Your Honor, but I filed the motion to withdraw. We have an offer to say right now, it's at 10 years.
Oh, no, I don't want to know what the offer is. All right, Mr. Sanchez, are you aware your attorney wants to withdraw from your case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2021 CR 4087, State of Texas versus Patrick Sanchez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garaham, Your Honor.
Defense?
Roberto said defense, Your Honor.
All right, the defense has filed a motion to withdraw. What is the purpose for your motion to withdraw?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Why are you withdrawing?
Your Honor, there's a little bit different with family. This is a situation in which we had a contract. They haven't been able to take care of the contract. And part of the problem is that since I believe the reason that they've had not continued because they haven't been able to take care of it. And so in the meanwhile, I haven't been able to get any information from them and everything, which is something we need. I think it's the best thing to help with him is to have not a contract with me, but to get an appointed counsel to go ahead so the family won't feel like they have to be making any contribution financially or anything.
Any objections to your attorney withdrawing?
That's fine.
All right, motion to withdraw is granted. You're excused.
Thank you.
Could you call Mac to see if they could come down? All right, just have a seat. We'll see if we can get you an attorney.
Excuse, Your Honor.
Yes.
Thank you.
Vanessa Rubio. Who's here for Vanessa Rubio? The attorney?
Good morning. Frank Downwell on behalf of Rubio.
All right, if you'll come forward.
Of course, Judge.
All right. So what is happening with this case?
Your Honor, good morning. This is on the indicted case. This is our first setting. She also has an unindicted case. We've received an offer from the state. We're just asking for time for Ms. Rubio to consider it.
All right, Ms. Rubio, how much time are you requesting? 2 weeks?
2 weeks is fine.
All right. And why were you not here this morning?
I was running late.
All right, court starts at 9. You understand?
I understand. Babysitter was late.
Do you have all the discovery?
Your Honor, with respect to the indicted case, yes, I need to look into the unindicted case, but we're hoping if we go forward on it, it would be a package deal. So I would like to make sure we have all of that, but I have no reason to doubt I do not, but I have not looked at it.
All right, on Vanessa Rubio, can I have a 3-week reset for plea deadline date, please?
Yes, Judge, it'll be August 7th.
All right, we'll be back on August 7th.
Appreciate it, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Once she signs the reset form, she's excused, and you need to make sure you're here at exactly at 9. You understand?
Yes.
Who's here on Dean Villarreal? All right, today is the plea deadline date.
Yes, Your Honor, we've been tendered a plea. We're not going to accept. I will say the court have just got a disc that I think is, we had been going back and forth on some CPS records, as you probably have in your notes there. So I've been tendered that disc now. I haven't seen what's on it, but I told Brittany I'd go and look at it and make sure, and I've signed a discovery acknowledgement supplemental for that.
All right, can you give them a reset date for July 24th? At that time, counsel, you need to have reviewed that disc. And that will be your plea deadline date based upon, since you haven't seen the disc.
Yes,
And then after that, it's going to be, the 24th is going to be your plea deadline date and jury trial date.
Your Honor, may I inform the court that our whole firm is out in Houston for the advanced criminal law that week. And so could we get we've been on a vacation letter for a while for that CLE. So could we get some time after that?
All right, recall this for. No problem, go ahead. Oh, no problem. On Villarreal, call this for August 7th for jury trial and plea deadline date. All right, thank you. And once you sign that, you're excused. Robert Perez.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Why were you late?
I was having car trouble and my alarm didn't work. Sorry,
Can't be late. You understand?
sorry, ma. Apologize.
All right, the court is calling 2023 CR 3275, State of Texas versus Robert Perez. Now parties announced for the record for the state.
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense.
George John Bart.
Are you Mr. Perez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you the true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, we're proceeding on count 1 alone, waiving count 2 and its enhancements.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're being charged in count one with tampering with evidence with intent to impair as a third-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe he was.
Mr. Pettis, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. There's no application for deferred adjudication, and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State.
It is Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 5 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 200 hours community service restitution. Did you understand that was a recommendation from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No content.
State any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State exhibit number 1 with office attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
State you may be excused. Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. My client realized that, understands that he made a mistake, Your Honor, and I think, you know, it was something that he understands that he made a mistake, and he's accepting responsibility for it today, Your Honor. We are asking the court to follow the agreement, and so that he can go ahead and proceed forward and prove to the court that this was essentially an aberrant behavior. I understand he did have some stuff that transgressions that occurred in the past, but those were a long time ago, and he is working now, and he has children that he's helping to take care of, that he I think one has autism and the other one has a disability, Your Honor, and he works with the mother on those, and so they alternate between, while one watches the kids, the other one goes to work, and vice versa. So he does have people at home that he needs to help out and take care of, and And he just wants to try to get his foot behind him, Your Honor.
All right, when you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And you will be drug tested today.
Clean. I haven't done.
All right, so we're going to do a drug test today, and then I'll make my sentence. All right, so are you able to go to the restroom now?
I think so.
All right, so we're going to do a UA today. Oh, no, just sit there on the front row. Tyrone Eds. All right, Mr. Eds has several cases. Where are we?
Well, Your Honor, the judge, if I may, there's a non-indicted ag robbery. That's a sealed case that defense is aware of today. I have sent an email to intake to see how long that would take. I have not gotten a response yet, but it is a different one than the 3 that he currently has. And then he also does have a family violence act sex case. also.
All right, and family violence, where are we on this case? Is this case going to take precedent, or is it going to be the ag robbery?
You know, I honestly, I'm not familiar with the facts of the ag robbery. Our aggravated sexual assault case is very egregious, though, Your Honor.
All right,
and
do we
did
know if
UA.
there's DNA?
I don't believe.
And the reason why I ask, because that will help the court decide on what date to give it.
Let me check, Your Honor. I don't know that there is outstanding DNA, but I'd have to refer to the file.
Okay.
I'm still way behind the discovery judges, such as a lot of it.
Okay.
in all these cases.
On this case, can I get a 60-day reset? And that's going to be for discovery.
Thank you, Judge.
And Mr. Ed, just to make sure that your attorney has all of the discovery with all of your cases and with the new case. And are you on the new case as well?
I haven't got anything.
The
on
news,
that.
it's still sealed.
Oh, it's sealed.
So, I mean, he should be assigned to it after it's
Okay.
indicted.
All right. Counsel, we're going to put it on September 11th. Is that a good date for you?
Yes, Judge.
And Your Honor, it looks like the DNA was submitted January 5th, which would be. There's usually about a 6-month lag, so it should either be done or being done.
All right. And which date did you say it was sent?
It was submitted January 5th of this year.
Okay. All right. So we'll see you back on September 11th.
Judge, thank
Is there anything else, Mr. Eds?
you.
All right.
See you. Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, you may be excused. Who's here on Keith Davis? And where is Keith Davis? All right, Mr. Davis, I know you're in the wheelchair, so you can remain there. Where are we on this case, counsel?
Referring to defense counsel, Judge?
Yes.
Hi, Judge. Good morning.
Good morning.
Frankie Sandoval on behalf of Mr. Davis. Your Honor, offer has been extended by the state.
Okay.
Currently, Mr. Davis is considering the offer. Not able to accept the offer at this time, although he would like to approach the court on another matter, but that's where we are with respect to this current issue.
All right. Mr. Davis, how old are you? All right, so we're going to bring this back in 3 weeks. That's going to be his plea deadline date. You have all the discovery, is that correct?
Your Honor, I have no reason to believe that I do not.
All right, could I have a 3-week reset on Keith Davis for a plea deadline date? All right, we'll be back on August 7th. At that time, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. And what other issues there?
It's a matter that Mr. Davis would like to bring up with you, Judge.
Yes. Well, he's here and he can talk to you now, Mr. Davis. All right, so you can confer with him as long as you need to confer with him.
I appreciate that, Judge.
All
Thank you.
right, you're welcome. Who's here on Mary Diaz? All right. So how long is this jury trial going to be?
Oh, conservatively, I would say 2 to 3 weeks. We have a lot of witnesses on this case trial and a lot of videos.
I would say for sure, it'll push into a second week and likely eat up 2 weeks. So that's very safe.
All right. So I'm going to call you all back on July 24th.
Judge, I leave town on August the 1st.
Where you going, Charles?
West,
Where?
further west,
Where?
far west.
Where? Ah, okay. When are you coming back?
August the 8th.
Judge, we've kind of looked over our conflicted schedules and I'll tell you what I think based on our scheduling, what might be a good time that we could suggest.
I suggest August 21st.
I will be out of town the following week. I've got a vacation notice in for about 4 days.
Where are you going?
North,
Where north? Everybody's headed north.
Miss Tessmacher.
Mhm.
Nobody understands that, right?
I do.
I will be in Wisconsin for Chicago and then Wisconsin for 5 days, Judge. Very important meetings scheduled daily at 7 in the morning and then again in the afternoon around 2 o'clock. Very important meetings.
Judge, the date of October the 10th is a day that is clear for all parties involved, and it's open for the rest of October.
Well, let me see
If you
something.
get to that date.
I know we have a murder set, well, it's an ag assault SBI child set October 3rd, and I believe we have the retrial for Montoya that is set around that time as well, Your Honor. Just to advise the board.
So this is what I want. I want everybody to come back here on July 24th. And at that time, a date will be given.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
So
you.
if you can give her a reset for July 24th.
That next Monday? Oh, I won't be here. You'll be here.
I will be in town.
I won't be here
Yes.
next Monday.
All right, so it's for us to,
I'm gonna be in Louisiana. That helps.
okay. But it's for both parties to figure out a jury trial date, and you all can talk by phone. That's the good thing about cell phones.
We just did that. And so I know his a busy addendum, so.
All right,
That's
so
fine.
we get a reset form for July 24th, and on that date, you'll be given a jury trial date. Gabriel Bernal. Oh, where's Gabriel Bernal?
He's right here. That's my former client. I was told to be here tonight.
Yes.
That's fine.
Oh, well, they have you listed as hired.
Well,
What do you mean
he
he's
was
your
wrong,
former
right?
client? So you're not hired on this case?
No.
Ah.
I was hired and it was dismissed.
Ah,
My representation in it.
oh, yeah, it is. Well, thank you for appearing and we will straighten that out. You may be excused. All right, Mr. Bernal, are you going to hire an attorney or do you need one appointed?
For now, just appointed.
All right. Can you call Mac? Who? Oh, hi. Mac is here. I say the name 3 times and they appear.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So on Gabriel Bernal, He actually needs an attorney appointed.
Okay.
The system is incorrect. They have Adam Cobb's listed as a retained attorney, but he's not retained. And then we need an attorney for Patrick Sanchez. And I'm sorry, the cause number on Gabriel Bernal is 2023 CR 3940. And the charge is possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance. Penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams. And Patrick Sanchez, the charge is aggravated assault against a public servant.
Okay.
So will you be able to get him an attorney today? We're going to reset a course, but I would like for him to be able to know who his attorney is.
Yes, we can get that information, get it appointed and then make sure that they have the information before they take off today.
All right. On Gabriel Bernal, can you recall this in 14 days? Yes. And Mr. Bernal, nothing may happen on that day, but it's just for me to make sure that you've met your attorney, you understand? But you'll need to be here at 9 a.m. All right. August 31st. That's 14 days.
That didn't even register to me. I was like, okay. I don't know how to count, so there it is. And Your Honor, if it's okay, what I can do is I can take their contact information and then I can send them their attorney's information directly once we have it, but that way they can move on with
That
their
would be
day, if
great.
that's okay.
Okay. So it'll be August 7th.
August
So
7th.
they'll give you a reset form and then you're excused. Thank you. Patrick Sanchez, your case is going to be recalled for August 7th. Patrick Sanchez. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, who's that? Mac. Hi. We're also going to need a immigration attorney. It's 2023 CR 3510 Fernando Reyna, and it's driving while intoxicated, third or more.
And so with that one, Your Honor, our immigration attorney actually has resigned her position. We're in the process of filling that. So what we have been doing as a stopgap is requesting that Sarah May from the Public Defender's Office be appointed.
All right. Is it going to
handle
take
that.
her a long time to do that, or?
I don't know her turnaround time. I don't have a smooth enough.
All right. Well, let me ask you, because you all are retained on this, are you able to have an immigration attorney?
We could probably get him in front of somebody relatively quick. I don't know, like today or tomorrow kind of thing, but I'm sure we can get in front of one.
All right, Fernando Reyna, if you'll come forward, so he'll do it then.
Okay, perfect.
Yes. All right, on this case, on Fernando Reyna, can you recall this for the August 31st date?
Yes.
Is that enough time?
It should be, Your Honor.
And counsel, if you're able to get it done before then, you can bring him back sooner.
Absolutely. Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right. And does your client need an interpreter or no?
No, absolutely.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, once they give you the reset form, then you are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hello.
Can you approach really quickly?
Sure.
We have a new intern and just wanted to make
Yes, bring the intern. I love interns.
So Judge, this is Michaela.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
All right.
So, yeah, today was her first day. So she's gonna be our intern probably this summer and a little bit into like the next semester, I suppose. But yeah, just wanted to make sure just that you knew her, knew that she was one of us.
Whenever you want to come down, I know they may have other things for you to do, but if you have some free time and you want to come down to the court, let me know.
Okay.
And if you want to go on the civil side, if they don't have it, if they have free time for you, I'll make sure one of the judges know.
Absolutely.
I always think that it's best to see different types of law so you can be sure this is the field I want to go into.
Right, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Right, you're welcome. If you ever need anything, just let us know.
Great. Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome.
And Your Honor, just to advise the court what we'll be doing, my understanding is Mr. Sanchez is in custody, so when we get back to the office to reappoint, we'll contact and we'll provide the information so you can provide it to him with the new attorney and everything else. On Mr. Bernal, I'm just going to take his contact information and make sure I have good contact, and I'll update him who his attorney is and obviously give the reset form.
Okay, all right. Thank you guys so much. And thank you for coming down so quickly.
Of course, y'all have a great day.
All right, you too.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Okay, I don't think we have anyone left on the docket. Am I correct in my assessment? I know I need to speak to somebody about Chewy. Oh, Myra Matthews.
He's up in the front, Judge. And Judge Kathy Thompson did come in. I think it was while we were talking to the jurors. She just got on the case from Mike Sawyer. So I don't know that she's had a chance to really review it, but we are conferring. We've already talked about offers and everything.
Okay, so when is this set for today?
It was set today. It is set today.
Okay.
It's on the recall list. Others that I'm not sure.
Okay, I don't have Myra Matthews on my recall list. Oh, I don't have a second page. Oh. Oh, is it on page 3?
Like the number 3.
At the top?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I was like, whoa.
Third person.
So where is Kathy Compton?
She came in, she left. She told me she had to run to impact.
Oh, well, we'll wait for her. All right, and where is Myra Matthews? Oh, Mr. Matthews, just give us a moment. And then Robert Perez, we're waiting for him. All right. And then on Chewy. All right, I know this has been sent to imaging, but I'm going to see if they can pull the yes, if you can pull the steps for me and the docket sheet.
And Judge, if you'd like some more time to review that, I can come back in the morning. I just kind of
if
wanted
you
to
could.
bring it
All right,
to your attention.
Awesome. If you could do that, and then I'll have it, my decision tomorrow.
Seem pretty busy.
Okay.
I did talk to ADA Garahan. He said they don't have any objections, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
But he was on probation, messed up. You revoked him, and then they asked me to file that. So.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Judge. I'll see you.
You're welcome. Caroline on Chewy, we're just gonna bring that back tomorrow for me to look at it. Yes. All right, and who is this? The attorney? All right, whenever he wants to approach. Mr. Sandoval, you wanted to approach on Mr. Davis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Your Honor, good morning.
Good morning.
On behalf of Mr. Davis, Mr. Davis informed me that he had other issues he wanted to discuss with you, and I didn't believe he had the proper opportunity to discuss those with you, Judge.
All right, what issues?
I was stating about the affidavit and the going in that I didn't know nothing about the charge, whatever.
All right, so here's the thing.
I'm not mentally and physically, I wasn't mentally and physically.
All right, now, here's the thing. You're charged with felon in possession of a firearm. That's the charge. That's all the court knows. As far as what documentation the state has that says that you were a felon in possession of a firearm, since it's felon in possession of firearm, I'm assuming they will have a judgment that says that you've been to prison or some other judgment. And then they will have a police report or something that says you are in possession of a firearm.
Yes, but I wasn't.
No, time out. This is not the time for me to hear what you think the facts are. If you want to do a bench trial, that's when I would hear the facts. Otherwise, I'll hear the facts at a jury trial. You understand? So now is not the time for me to hear the facts of your case. The only time I'll hear the facts of your case is one, if maybe there's a motion to suppress file, or two, you decide that you want a bench trial, and that bench trial will be where witnesses are presented to me, and I'm the person who's making a decision on their credibility and whether you're guilty or not guilty. But you're not allowed to have a bench trial unless the state agrees that you can have a bench trial, because the state is entitled to a jury trial as well. If you decide you want to do a jury trial, what will end up happening is 12 people will sit on the jury. The state will present whatever evidence they have, and then we will go from there. And either the jury will find you guilty or not guilty.
I was trying to say I wanted another lawyer because
No, if you want another attorney, you need to hire one. All right. The way things work here. One, I require that everybody treat everybody with respect, because everybody's just trying to do their job. I've been a defense attorney. I've been a prosecutor. Sometimes the state will make an offer. My client would say, that's a ridiculous offer. I don't want that offer. And I would tell the state, the answer to your offer is no. And then that would mean that my client was rejecting their offer. Sometimes a client would tell the state, tell me, you know what, I want to accept that offer, but I'll accept this offer, which would be called a counter offer. And I would go to the state and I would tell the state, guess what? My client said they will only accept this. And then at that point, the state can either say, all right, we'll accept that, or they can say no. So I know sometimes people don't like the offer that maybe the state is tendering to their defense attorney, but that's not necessarily the defense attorney's fault, because that's what the state is offering. Okay. So if you want another attorney, you'll have to retain one. You understand? All right. Thank you so much. All right. Robert Pettis. Caroline, this doesn't work. It doesn't work. And it said it will keep everything cool. No, it doesn't.
The metal, the insulated.
No, they said just put this in the freezer.
Oh, so it was frozen.
Yes. Either that or this courtroom is so hot, it just messed with it. I don't know. All right, we are back on the record in 2023 CR 3275, State of Texas versus Robert Pettis. All right, Mr. Pettis, you took a UA. What do you think the results were?
negative.
Your Honor, it's my understanding that it came back positive for
A meth?
methamphetamine. And I spoke to my client. He is adamant that he has not used any narcotics. I even admonished.
Let me do this. You gave up your right to remain silent. You're under oath. Why do I have a positive UA for meth? And let's do this. We're going to start over as though this is my first time talking to you, okay? So why would you be positive for any drug? Think back in your mind. Were you around somebody? Did you use something?
Maybe I was around somebody and
All right.
touched it.
So,
I don't know.
so you were around somebody and maybe you touched it?
I don't know how it works now, but
All right, everyone needs to whisper, and I'm sorry, sir, you need to speak up. I'm having trouble hearing you. The court reporter is.
okay.
So how would you end up testing positive?
Um,
And state, I believe this is your case still. So other than touching meth, how might you have rendered a positive UA for the court?
that's the only way I know how I got it, because I mean, I have a lot of family members that, you know, I don't know how I would,
When's the last time you used?
the day that I got arrested.
And what's your drug of choice?
I don't have a drug of choice.
Here's the thing. You are agreeing to be on probation.
Yes.
When I ask these questions, I'm asking these questions so I can figure out what conditions you need so you can be successful. I have sent people to prison before. Probation will tell you that. Your attorney will tell you that. The deputies will tell you that.
Yes, ma'am.
And I always try to give people the tools they need to be successful, so I don't have to send them to prison. I take no joy in sending people to prison, but I will send you to prison potentially if you violate probation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm trying to figure out what conditions you need so you can be successful. Now, if you want to stand before me and pretend that you're positive for meth because you previously touched meth from somewhere else, then what you're telling me is you don't need any drug treatment. And if you're telling me you don't need any drug treatment, I had better not get a motion to revoke because you're testing positive. And I can tell you right now, I'm going to put you on the UA hotline. So again, we're back to, why are you rendering a positive UA to me for meth? And you need to be honest. And if you're saying, hey, I haven't used drugs since this day, then I will send you off into this world with no drug treatment, because obviously you don't need any. You have made your program and your program has been successful. You know why you're positive for meth. I was not with you. Your attorney was not with you. So if you want to continue with, I don't know how I got positive for meth, and maybe I touched meth, and tell me you don't need any drug treatment, I will not give you any. You will be on the UA hotline. And what I can tell you on the UA hotline, it's random and you test weekly.
All right, Mama. I don't want to disrespect you or nothing, but I might have like 3 days, 4 days ago, maybe.
All right, so why are you being dishonest with me? Why do I have to pull teeth for you to tell me what your issues are so I can give you conditions so that you can be successful? Obviously, the state wants you to have probation. They offered it.
Okay.
You accepted it. I want you to be successful at probation, because otherwise you're just wasting everybody's time. And I could just say, oh, let's just send you to prison for 5 years. Is that what you want?
I do not want that.
So let's pretend like this is the first time I'm speaking to you.
Okay.
When have you been using meth and how often?
I don't, I mean, it's a recreational thing, I guess. I mean, I'm not, I would just,
I don't know.
Your attorney was not with you, so he doesn't know how often you use drugs.
If it says positive, I guess, I mean, yeah, I'm positive, but.
No.
And Your Honor, if I may, I've admonished him that if he was honest about any usage, that he can go ahead and tell it without repercussions of fear of additional charges or anything like that. And this is mainly just to determine treatment programs, if any are necessary, and that he doesn't have to be concerned about being forthcoming and honest at this point in time, because it's not like he's going to be looking at facing additional charges.
No. So what's your drug of choice and how often are you using?
Every weekend, I guess I would say.
Well, I mean, let's not guess. You know how often you're using drugs. And here's the thing. It is 12:46 p.m. Everybody in here wants to have lunch.
Okay.
Some of us, like myself, I haven't even had breakfast. So let's not have me continue to pull teeth from you.
Yes, ma'am.
Just be 100% honest. You're old enough. You're not a child. So just be honest with me. How often are you using meth?
Like once a week now.
When's the last time you used?
Like 4 days ago or
Don't tell me 4 days ago because it
3
wouldn't
days
still
ago.
be in your system.
3.
Was it Monday? Today is Monday. Did you use today?
No, ma'am.
Did you use yesterday?
No, ma'am. The day before.
All right, so you used on Saturday.
Yeah.
And were you taking care of your children on Saturday?
No, ma'am.
All right. So this is what the court is going to, I'm sorry, are you employed? What do you do?
I'm a mechanic, ma'am.
No one wants you fixing their brakes if you're high. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court is going to find you guilty, sentence you to 5 years in prison, suspended and probated for 5 years. There's to be gang supervision, $2,000 fine, probated, TAP evaluation. Follow the recommendations of TAP. If TAP recommends inpatient treatment, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment. I'm going to want 90 sober meetings in 90 days. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. We're going to do parenting classes and probation. It can either be compadre, triple P, or rainbows. And once he completes parenting classes, the court will deem 150 hours of community service restitution satisfied. I'm going to want the UA hotline until further notice. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. No unsupervised contact with minors until further notice. Field visits one time every 3 months until further notice. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Just 1 second. Did I say regular reporting?
You did not.
All right, regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Okay. Is there anything else, probation?
You want to do a felony drug court referral?
Yes, we can do felony drug court referral, but the issue may be the gang membership. So it's the Lost Boys or something. What is it called? It's in the police report.
Yes, ma'am. LA boys. But
Yeah, LA Boys.
But that's when I was a kid.
All right, well, we can see.
When I was a kid, man.
All right, what does LA stand for? Is that supposed to be Los Angeles?
Lanier Athletics.
Oh, Lanier Athletics. Okay. All right. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am. I'm sorry for wasting people's time.
No, it's just, I like for people to be honest with me, especially when everybody's trying to help you be a good father to your children and be a good citizen, okay? All right, I'm showing you that's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. You're gonna have to do better.
Yes,
You have
ma'am.
children,
I will.
okay?
I will, ma'am.
All right, and if there's an issue in this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. So if there's an issue, discuss it with probation. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come into court.
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Your Honor, I just had a quick question, just a general question. I didn't recall if you allow buying out of community service hours or not.
No, not in every case. In this case, I'm not going to allow him to buy out.
Okay.
He needs to stay busy.
Yeah, because we were discussing it and I wasn't sure if I had the correct answer because I said I thought that sometimes you allow for a food bank there or Carver
Yes.
Center.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. But I will tell you, I'm saying no now to him. But if you want to come back at a different time when he's been on probation for a while, then the court will consider it.
Yes, Your Honor, and I keep in touch with him, and then if there's other amendments or things, we'll try to approach the court before it becomes a problem.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good
All right. Mr. Bach on Gore,
Yes, Judge.
you all will have to have a hearing on this with Nahara.
I was just asking for a reset. I wasn't asking for hearing.
Oh, no, it says motion to amend conditions of release on bond.
Oh, yeah, but that's not why I'm approaching.
Ah, okay.
I will, that may have already been, I'll get that heard tomorrow. He said tomorrow, Judge.
Mhm.
The state is still getting me CPS and I've given them about 20 or 30 affidavits. He got a new job finally, so I'm hoping, since we won't be ready to have a plea agreement tomorrow, can I reset his plea deadline date and waive his appearance tomorrow until a date, his training ends on August the 17th for his new job.
All right, so this is what, are you going to be here tomorrow?
Yes.
All right, I'll have you come in tomorrow, but you need to get some kind of I know you're saying it, but you need some documentation from him that he's actually working and what his schedule
Okay.
is.
I sure will.
And then I'll consider your reset.
Will his?
He
if
can
I
be,
have-
he can be excused if you have the
I will be
documentation.
here with documentation.
All
Thank you,
right,
Judge.
sure.
Thank you.
All right, so do we have everything else taken care of? Okay. Yes. All right, Kathy Compton.
Hi, Judge. Good
Hi,
morning.
good morning.
They totally tricked me. I thought I was gonna have a quick plea
Mhm.
and then I got all my paperwork done and then it was just like.
Yeah.
Flowed to a snail's pace.
All right, so what is happening with this case?
Judge,
Mr. Matthews, come on down.
I actually got the notification that I had been assigned
Mhm.
Mr. Matthews' case while I was on vacation, but
Yes.
I did follow up with him. We had a meeting. I think that I've made a counter to
Okay.
the state, but I also need to kind of get caught up to speed on it. So if we could just have maybe a non-jury setting, at least one, so we.
How much time are you asking for?
With my other trials, could I have maybe 30, 45 days?
I will give you 30 days. This case has been on the docket for a while, and I know you're new to it.
It looks like there's quite a bit for me to get through, so I just want to make sure that I'm prepared to
Okay.
go forward.
All right, on Mr. Matthews, can I have a 30-day reset?
This is 20 days, Judge.
All right, we'll come back on August 28th.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
And thank you for being so patient.
Oh, you're welcome. No, it's just a regular reset. All right, is that the end of the cases? All right, then we will, wow, we'll be back tomorrow
Yes, we will.
at 9 a.m. on trial on something.